Good evening, everyone, and welcome to VChess with Georgi and Arkady. Today we have Saturday evening, usually a day to go out, but we are streaming for you. It was a very interesting day at the World Cup. A lot of surprises, a lot of top players once more going home straight after the second game. So no tie breaks for the top guys, for at least a couple of them. Georgi, how are you doing today?
Hello, everyone. I'm always excited to see tragic comedies, and today's stream will be full of it. So I'm excited to see that.
So, Georgi is doing well. It seems like he likes to see some upsets.
Yes,
Georgi,
indeed.
I think in life there are two types of different people. Some are cheering for the underdogs, and others are cheering for the favorite club, or usually for the player or a football club, let's say, for the strongest. So, who are you?
I like the show. I don't care, actually, really, about who will be winning or losing, unless I have a direct interest to a person. For instance, Giri is different case.
Okay.
I'm directly supporting, and if there is anyone else outside my top list there, I don't really care how they will do. As long as the game qualities will be fine, and upsets, usually I like it because there is just more excitement. That's the only reason, not because of I say that the strong players should not have that high rating or the rankings or whatever. There is a reason why they have that rating, because we are not taking one match only, right? We are taking very long-term thing. So I'm not that kind of person. I just like when there is some kind of action happening, regardless of the result.
Okay.
And I like watching Peter Leko's games as well.
So, as you said the previous streams, you like big action, but you should not be involved in that.
That is absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay.
That is absolutely.
So,
action which doesn't harm the mass. This is important. One or two player, not a big deal. Okay. But the mass harming is bad.
Okay. We understand your approach. All right. So let's begin with the games. First, we are going to see a game between Wojtaszek and Fedoseev. The previous game been won by Wojtaszek. So today with the white pieces, all he needs is a draw. Of course, Wojtaszek is a very safe player. On the other hand, Fedoseev is a very creative player. Time to time, he is having great games. Like super high level. On the other hand, as we saw yesterday, sometimes he is just blundering a pawn in one move. From this game, before the game, what could we expect, Georgi? What do you think? What would you expect, for example, from such a game?
Actually, first of all, between these two players, I definitely thought that Fedoseev would win. Okay. I think Wojtaszek is not as active lately. At least I haven't seen him in many events. Maybe he was participating, just didn't catch my eye. On the other hand, Fedoseev was doing really great on many competitions, including Fischer Chess and so on. So I thought that maybe Fedoseev would take the victory at home, but as I see, it was quite a challenge. And on the other hand, Fedoseev is a relatively active player, and he likes a lot of action happening. But I can't say much about Wojtaszek, though. I don't know this person as a player that well. Okay. So probably you can tell us more about him. He's more leaning towards Dai.
And Wojtaszek been a second of Vishy Anand for a very, very long time. I think it helped him very much in his chess career. Before being a second of Anand, I think he was a player of very different strengths than afterwards. He climbed, I think, at some moment to a very nice ELO of 2740, something like that. So he was playing very well, and lately, indeed, he plays much less, as we can see as well on his ELO. On the other hand, as well, Fedoseev lately, you said he had great results. I don't remember so great results by him lately. Of course, before, obviously, he played very well, but lately he played now European team, not so well, playing Spanish league, not so well. I don't know.
I have in mind the last year, actually, roughly, not necessarily the very recent ones.
Yes. Maybe
he got
a
qualified
year
into
ago.
many super events.
Yes, but even lately he, I think, declined invitations to the super online events, which been very surprising. I think he declined the Fisher Random, etc. So no idea what is going on with Fedosеев. In any case, let's watch the game, and the name of the game is the E-Pawn. So unbelievable what just a pawn can do, and this is what we're gonna see. Usually pawns, we think, all right, what can do a pawn? Usually we sacrifice a pawn for something, or we change a pawn for something. But now we're gonna see the E-Pawn is a monster, so it's gonna take, and actually survive till the end of the game and decide the game. Unbelievable. So we need to pay a lot of attention now to the E-Pawn. The game begins, you would expect, with the move e4. No, it begins with the move d4. So we have d4, e6, c4, b6. Fedosеев is playing quite a rare opening on the top level, of course, very risky. We have e4 played by Wojtaszek, so interesting moment. Usually when you're getting surprised, you have a lot of calm answers at the move b6. Wojtaszek proceeds with the most dangerous for black. It is obviously the move e4, so white is taking the full center. So again, we should pay attention to the e4 pawn. Georgi, what do you think about the approach of Wojtaszek to play the most principal move e4 in the position? Or let's say you would try to do something like, let's say, safe, like moves like knight f3, which would lead to calm positions.
Actually, I do play this type of structures with the white pieces, but starting with the first move c4, and if my opponent responds with e6, d4, and then b6, and I play it with a3, followed by knight c3, and then push d5 a bit later.
But then we're back
this
to
kind of structures.
Okay.
Yes, this kind of structure I do it. And also, you know, I'm trying to see the main differences between when it comes like e4, e6, d4, b6 setups, and when there is this bishop d3, bishop b7, f5 idea sacrificing a rook. As I know, this e takes f5, queen h5 actions, as I know white is winning there, just on spot. So I'm a bit surprised black chose this direction specifically to play. Maybe he had some special preparation, but
we're gonna see.
What I know is that black struggles.
Okay, so let's see what happens next. Georgi is choosing a3, knight c3 as well, one of the main continuations, but of course e4 is very main. Bishop b7, and we have the move bishop d3. So Wojtaszek is putting the whole concept on a test. In case black cannot do something fast, then we have this beautiful center, so obviously white will be doing better. So black has to push something. So there is a move like bishop before check, there is a move like d5. There are few options here for black, but to be honest, I think that this approach for white is really strong. I don't know, honestly, what is actually the big idea for black to play this opening, because before people played, but the engine's been not so good, but now with engine that shows you instantly a big advantage for white. The only idea I think is to surprise somebody, but objectively speaking, in case Wojtaszek, let's say, prepared this opening or repeated his lines, I don't see a real danger for white even to be touched, yeah, because you're just initially so much better. Georgi, why you don't play e4, bishop d3?
Probably now when I'm looking at the setup, I might just start playing it. But
okay,
you know, back in the day
approach.
when you just play, yeah, I'm not like stubborn on one line that this is should be played and that's it, and or my style fits that. Just back in the day when I used to analyze these variations, I chose this a3 knight c3 approach where I feel comfortable playing it with white. So I never tried to change it because I do have a lot of other problems whenever I face some bad positions. So I'm mostly focused on that aspect rather than changing one type of comfortable position with another. Okay. So that's the only reason.
Okay, we see. This is maybe the difference between professional chess player and Georgi. Professionals are working very hard, so they always go for the best. We need a lot of time for that. We need to put a lot of effort for that. You must be a pro. So let's say
countless hours of training,
Countless
and
hours,
then
yes.
someone will play some novelty and go ahead and learn it. Yeah, well, I'm not into that at the moment, definitely.
not easy, not easy. All right, we see Fedoseev playing the crazy f5 line. Obviously, he went a little bit too far, in my opinion, playing the line because yes, he will get his chances, but objectively speaking, it is just so dangerous, and we are going to see that again. Pay attention to the e4 pawn. This game about the e4 pawn, and Wojciech almost remembered everything correctly. Just he missed one move, and suddenly Fedoseev had big chances to be back in the match. So it's going to be very, very exciting. But to see a 5 is surprising, to be honest. Not a very correct opening. Take. The idea is quite shocking. Black is taking g2. Now, queen h5. Position seems to be almost winning for white because we have this check. Of course, it is still theory. So the only defense for black is now the move g6. And this pawn, as we said, from e4 took f5 and pawn continues. Pawn is taking on g6. I mean, what a pawn, no, Georgi?
Yes, actually,
I mean, what a
I
pawn.
think exactly this setup.
Already
I
destroyed
know it.
two of the opponent's pawns, no?
It looks really bad, though.
Okay, still theory, but just the pawn, the e pawn, already destroyed two of the black pawns, and it is not the end. Amazing. The only defense.
Now I started to wonder why. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
I
no.
started to wonder why it looks so familiar. I'm getting it when I play first move e4. These positions, actually. And now I understood why this position looks familiar. Yes, I do get that. But weirdly enough, when I play the first move e4, but when I play this c4, d4, automatically I go for this a3. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I'm getting it. I think it's e4, e6, d4, b6, bishop d3, bishop b7.
This is.
And there, I believe knight c3 and f5. If I'm not mistaken, I'm getting it from
Georgi,
this
but-
setup, e takes f5, bishop g2, and so on.
Georgi, but to be honest, I played most of my life the move e4 and e4, e6, d4, b6, I think. Not even one game I think I had ever in classical chess.
Blitz games. That's the only classical. No one will do it. Yes.
So,
But here we are. Fedoseev did it, though.
Yes, Fedoseev did it. Yes, Fedoseev did it, but I played all my life and nobody played me that.
No one did it,
even
yeah.
once. Okay.
So,
let's
what
continue.
is this prep? I'm just curious.
No, but
Like,
actually it's not such a simple line. It's not such a simple line. So we have the move bishop g7. It is forced because in case of knight f6, we have this beautiful g7 check. Boom. Knight takes h5 and we take the rook, promote the queen. So bishop g7 is forced. G takes h7. Again, pay attention to the e4 pawn. e4, take, take, take. Now h7 is the end station, to be honest, about the pawn e4, but the pawn took three opponent's pawns, plus we will see that in the very end of the game it's going to play, once again, a decisive role. Monster. Pawn is an absolute monster. Georgi, you ever seen a pawn that is taking like three opponent's pawns and stays on the board till the very end?
Trying to think about it. No,
Happens
I don't
very
think so.
rarely. Yeah, very, very rarely.
I don't think so. Yes, at
I
least I
also-
cannot recall it. Definitely out of top of my head. Not
Yeah,
really.
Not easy. Okay, so check, king f8, and
Yes, my student did it back in the day when he had 1200 rating. He did it.
okay,
That's it. In professional chess now.
okay. So king f8, and actually now Wojciech shows us great memory, because obviously to repeat this kind of line is impossible because you never expect that. He plays the best bishop g5. Great memory by Wojciech. Actually, it's not so precise to take here on g8, which is looking nice for white, but it's not the best. You can believe us on that. Bishop g5 is the best. On the question why, very difficult to answer. So I remember this line, let's say from 25 years ago when I was just a kid, and we thought it's very bad, but we thought it's playable because positions are just so crazy and computer's been quite bad. And today we know that it is very bad, and we know that the move bishop g5 is basically finishing the game, but it's very hard to make it, let's say, over the board, because over the board you're thinking, okay, probably I should take on g8, and in case of bishop g5 at knight f6, what is the point for white? There is basically no easy point to see, no, Georgi? Let's say if you would not remember it, what would you do now with white?
I would just memorize it, try to. I don't think there will be many logics behind it. E4 pawn being on h7, all of a sudden my rook is going to get lost for some reason there, and I'm going to make long castle probably. In these situations, I just try to use Eric Gaisi style. Just yes, memorize it, move by easy. Move, and time to time, count the pieces. That's it.
I think your strategy is possible, but it's not an easy strategy, because to memorize a lot of sidelines is tough. For that you need to repeat the lines very frequently, which is costing a lot of time, so not easy. So big credit for Wojtaszek to remember it. The idea for white is now very strange, to be honest, to play queen h4, so now white is just a rook down. Can you imagine white is being a rook down? And white's position is winning.
Yeah, well, after seeing, if you haven't seen these type of positions as a first-time comer, let's say, in any circumstance, probably it looks really crazy. I just remembered the computer's evaluations, but I know the lines with the bishop h6 included and the knight jumping on g5, and instead of queen coming back to go queen g6 setups. This I remember vaguely, that computer gives like +4 or something. I was really shocked to see that, but it's either mate or you're gonna take the queen later. So, but this one looks like black has managed to finish the development more or less normally compared to whatever I have seen it. So it's a big surprise to me to see these big plus for white though. Unexpected.
Not easy to understand all that, but it is winning for white. And the next move of white is very important. It is to play knight e2, so Wojtaszek once again plays the best. Idea of knight e2 is simple. We want to make jump, jump, and over. So to defend from knight f4, knight to g6, black has to play knight to c6. So black is developing the piece, plus knight e7 is coming to join the defense. And the next move of white is again extremely important, and Wojtaszek is going wrong direction. I mean, direction is correct, but wrong place. Let's call it softer. Now he had to remember the move knight to d2. The move knight d2 almost wins the game. And he played the move knight c3, which is extremely similar, no, Georgi? I mean, over the board, in case you're not sure, knight c3 or knight d2, would you play knight to d2?
No, not just big. No,
it's like difficult. Yeah, I mean, imagine you are sitting there at the World Cup.
No, actually, I still don't understand the reason, and that's why I'm saying it. I'm looking at it. I see that there's a blunder to play knight c3, but I don't understand it actually. Why?
Yes, during the next moves we're gonna discover that, but just imagine the situation of Wojtaszek. He won the first game with black. Now he needs a draw with white. Opponent is playing a position which is lost. He knows it's lost, but now he sits and he thinks knight c3 or knight d2. One of these two moves is winning. And basically it gives you permission to get to the next round. So Can you imagine his feelings during he's playing knight c3 or knight d2, because he's not sure one of them
at this point he needs to check out his pocket for the wallet, take the coin, flip it up there, and let it be if you're really 50-50.
I think
that's it.
I think he was 50-50. Very tough decision to take. One of the, I think, harder things in chess is to take a decision where you think both moves gives you quite a good chance. It is so difficult when you have a choice. When you have no choice, okay, you play the move and that's it. But when you have a choice of 2 or 3 options, some players are really thinking, let's say, for 30 minutes, and it seems like why the guy is thinking, but actually he has a choice and he's not sure. So a choice is a very tricky stuff in chess. I think one of the most difficult things in chess is when you have a choice to take a good choice. Georgi, how is your decision-making process in case you have 2, 3 good moves? How you decide what to do?
Actually, I noticed that usually I'm quite lucky.
So you choose by
It
luck?
happens. No, actually, when I am really trying to decide it and I'm really shifting towards one line to another without any real purpose, perhaps it's like really 50-50 cases, I tend to be a bit luckier choosing preferable versions.
Yeah, but how you
most
choose?
of the time. I don't have any criteria specifically, just based on intuition I'm trying to follow it. I
So
don't
you play
have
fast.
anything specific.
Let's say you are in this situation. of
Not
Wojciech.
necessarily. I do take my time and calculate, let's say, what are the main options, but then I understand that probably I will not be able to determine which one is preferable by calculating it if it's really too complex. And I just try to choose something based on intuition at this
but
point, because
How you would choose?
but
Let's say
which
you
one
have
is
this
correct?
position. Let's say you would have this position. You know that it's or knight c3 or knight d2. To calculate all the lines here is impossible task. I mean, no way.
Yes.
So you have
luck
1 hour 18.
at this point.
You have 1 hour 18 on the clock. What most probably would happen now?
Either I put it on black or red at this point, actually. So I just choose one and just kind of stick with it.
So you would just
because
play
I don't have any
fast,
specific.
one of
Just
the two
play
moves.
one of it. One. When I understand that I need to make a decision between one of them,
Yes.
I try to go in depth as much as I can in the calculation process. For instance, however far I can go. But when I understand that it's not possible to go farther, there I just choose one of it and hope that it was the best thing, because I cannot decide it based on calculation. Intuition probably tells me something, then another. I just usually, by the way, I noticed one thing. I choose the second options more frequently than the first one, whatever came in my mind. Because I have the feeling that back in my mind, this is just purely intuitional, nothing connected to the logic. This is important, because with the logical point of view, I can't justify it, because I cannot calculate, let's say, after some certain moves. So I'm like, okay, if I would have, probably there was something I didn't like about this first option, maybe I need to choose the second. This is a little bit more, I'm leaning towards that. But if there is a specific formula to decide it, I'll be happy to hear it. But I don't have it, let's say, in my games, definitely. Just random, I choose it.
Okay, so Georgi's moves are random, as we can hear. But usually, of course, we tend to have some decision-making process. Some players are playing very fast, the move according to their feelings. Some others trying more to calculate as much as they can. So let's make an example. In case we would have here in this position someone like, let's say, Nepomniachtchi or Maxima Shirograph. They would play very fast, one of the two moves. In case we would have here in this position somebody like, say, like Caruana, or we would have the Indians, they would think for a long time. So they would really try to calculate till the very end and take the best decision. Coin flips is possible, but is rarely. Usually,
I do it.
Yes,
It's easier.
Yes. Maybe it's easier, but usually we have the two main options to take a decision. Some people say, okay, I trust my intuition, and then they play the move very fast because it makes no sense to think 30 minutes and then trust your intuition. You just lose 30 minutes.
That is, yes.
So usually, or you play the move very fast according to your intuition, or you try to calculate and you take a decision based on your calculation. These are the two main, I think, options.
I do tend to follow the calculation thing, but even after calculating, when I'm on 50-50, that's what I have it in mind. At this point, coin comes in. Like, there is nothing else to do.
Okay, but maybe then you can save some time by just skipping the calculation part, no?
Well, maybe one of them was better. You never know in advance. That's the thing.
So, Georgi is still careful, even having coin flip situation. All right,
Yes.
Wojtaszek plays knight c3, and actually this is not the best move, as we said before. Knight d2 is very, very strong on this position. Of course, the position is complex and you need to play well, etc., etc. But objectively speaking, this is a very bad position for black. All right, so we have knight c3, and Fedoseev plays the best. It is the move e5, very, very strong, and I'm sure he knew that. I'm sure that Fedoseev knew that. He gambled a little bit that Wojtaszek most probably will not play the move knight to d2 because he just will not remember. So he's gonna play the move knight c3 and e5. Even we see Fedoseev thinking a little bit before e5, but this means nothing. So let's say people, I think a great case is Magnus for that. Very often Magnus Carlsen, he's thinking for quite some time in position which he knows extremely well. So sometimes top players like to pretend a little bit. Georgi, do you pretend as well?
I've done it many times, but Magnus' case is,
So
I believe
you are a great pretender, Georgi.
By the way, I've done it too many times.
Why do you
Like,
pretend? Why do you pretend?
I noticed one thing, that if they know that I am prepared with the engine, they don't tend to play the most natural continuations. And
Okay.
when I know that on the most natural continuations they get in trouble, I take a pause. I remember once in a critical moment, I set for 20 minutes when I knew exactly what to do. Because when they know that I make this decision, it looks like it at least, and not the engine continuation, they are more prone to accept the sacrifice or something like that, make the decision that they feel like it is from human eye done. And that's the reason, because if I'm going to blitz out the moves and I just sacrifice the piece, like the probability of them just taking it and following me into these deep variations when they are not aware of the variation is very low, close to zero. They will try to choose slightly worse position and take the different course of the game. But if I sit there for a long time and calculate it, they don't trust my calculation obviously anywhere as close as much as the Stockfish continuations. So they tend to take it, and right after, when I know that they have made a decisive mistake, that's when I start blitzing out the moves. I've done it too many times, by the way.
Okay.
So, yes.
So, Georgi is trying to be tricky. Actually, objectively speaking, of course, don't waste time. This is not worth it. Some people do that, but you must be aware that in case Magnus is doing that, he's very strong having little time on the clock. But in a normal situation, to waste 20-30 minutes, and anyway the game is going to continue, so the 20-30 minutes of time are worth usually more that you're going to gain by pretending something. As we can see, most of the top players, they are not pretending at all. We have Magnus, who likes to do this kind of things, but Magnus is a rare case.
I have a different theory on Magnus, by the way.
Okay, but
maybe he's checking how accurate the engine is. There is a chance.
Nah. This is a strange theory, but
he wants to make sure that Alpha Zero was not in bad shape, you know, something like that. I didn't know Magnus was doing it, by the way.
Yeah. So I think usually most of the players are blitzing out their main repertoire, because once you start to irritate your opponent, you usually irritate yourself the most. Of course, it's possible to do it in a rare situation, but in most situations, if you know something, just play it, and that's it. Because as well, there might be a situation where you don't know something and you might play it fast. So this you can turn. Also, in case, let's say, I would play Georgi and I know that he knows and he sits for 20 minutes, so I'm sure that he just pretends.
I see.
So
yes. But there is one thing as well, actually. Arkady. What I have in mind is extremely concrete variations. Like if it includes a piece sacrifice, rook sacrifice, something, which is like, if you know it, you don't even need the 20 minutes at the end to finish the game, kind of.
But this is very
That's
rare.
the time size. Well, I rarely get these positions, but when I do, I tend to like using my time, actually.
So Georgi analyzes
pretending.
till the draw and forces the draw against a good player. Zero chance for the good guy. Okay, I understand.
Yes, it happens rarely, that's why.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So e5, very interesting position with a lot of different options for both colors. We have the move long castle, very, very good move. King is safe on c1, rook is attacking the bishop on h1, but the position is crazy. And here we see the difference why the knight on c3 is not so well placed. E takes d4. This is the problem. With a knight on d2, knight is not attacked. With a knight on c3, e takes d4. And the question is, what's next for white? If the knight would be on d2, we would just play rook takes h1 and black basically resigns, because there is knight f4 coming, rook g1 coming, and game is done. But now the knight is hanging on c3, so it's a completely different case. And I think Wojtaszek realized once he saw this e takes d4, he said, this could get tricky now, because I have missed. It should have been knight to d2, and imagine how bad you feel yourself at this moment. Georgi, how bad you would feel that you guessed the move wrong in such an important moment.
Again, tough questions coming to me as I noticed. This routine is back. I would think this is say that way. Let's say it's not the first and last time it is happening. So I'm kind of used to it. It can happen. It's going to be very disappointing, obviously.
No, but it's like you're crushed by a car. You say, okay, I'm usually getting crushed by a car, so I get crushed 15 times. Now it's like time number 16, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah?
This is what happens when, let's say, as a kid, you are not actually learning the main theories. And you consistently get terrible positions, let's say, and so on. Like, I have developed that habit that it's not the first time I'm facing this kind of situations, and I guess I don't have that big reaction.
Okay, this is not a good habit. This is not a good habit to have.
I'm not proud of it, but that's how it is, actually. But yeah, well, that's probably a very terrible feeling, though.
Yeah, I think
it's messing up this little detail.
It's unbelievably bad feeling, because you know you have knight d2, knight c3. You play knight c3, you find out it is the wrong move. Now you start to think, all right, what should I do? A draw is enough to get to the next round. You just need a draw, but you start to calculate, and you see that position is a complete mess. It means instead of being winning on move 20, you're playing a position which is a complete mess, and it might be even bad, because at this point you think, maybe it's just bad. I'm a rook down. I think it's a horrible feeling. It's really a horrible feeling to realize that you made the wrong decision in a very, very important moment. And this decision might be, instead of getting to the next round, you might just lose, get tiebreak, and get eliminated by Fedoseev, who is super strong and rapid and blitz. Tough. I think extremely tough to continue playing well at this moment, because it's psychologically extremely difficult now. But Wojtaszek, I think rook h1 looks normal. So black takes on c3. He plays, but take a look, by the way, at his time. He's thinking now for 30 minutes, so he's completely under shock. He's completely shocked, because he understands that I did really something very, very bad. And now even my hero pawn from e4 might not save me.
That's a big pawn, though.
For sure. So we have rook h1, takes c3, he goes knight f4, alright, the knight is getting to g6, knight e5, stopping the white knight. And the knight wants to take the bishop on d3, and actually now Wojtaszek is making not the most precise move, but the best move, according to Engine at least, in this position, is the move bishop e4. How to make it? Very hard move to make it, because yes, the rook is hanging, but as well the bishop might be hanging some time, and I believe a difficult move to make. There c takes b2, the knight here. some checks. Georgi, very difficult decision in my opinion, bishop e4. I would, I think, as well play bishop c2. What about you? Would you do a move like bishop e4?
I don't think so. No. It's super tough actually, and it doesn't look like they are prepared in this position either.
No, of course not. Yeah.
So no, I don't think so.
Yeah, so
Looks
very difficult decision.
Quite difficult.
Very, very difficult move. Wojtaszek plays bishop c2, and Fedoseev is thinking now for 30 minutes and making the decisive mistake. He felt it's a position where he has a chance, absolutely correctly, but he could not find the right continuation, and he plays the move king f7. Very logical move, I think. No, Georgi? I mean, what could be more logical
indeed.
than that?
Yes, indeed.
But the right continuation would have been to play knight f3. A difficult move to make because you allow the check on g6, king f7, and white has so many different options. Very difficult position to calculate, especially that draw is not enough for Fedoseev. So he had to calculate here like crazy, and this is what he did. He calculated for 30 minutes and he made a wrong decision. He should have went for that. Extremely complex position, objectively speaking. Probably this position might be even better for black. And probably he would have won the game. Wojtaszek with only 20 minutes on the clock. He has approximately 50, and position, objectively speaking, is already maybe better for black. Unbelievable how fast it can go. Just one wrong decision, and yeah, he might be already in trouble. Georgi, what do you say?
Yeah, I actually like, at the moment I understand more about Fedoseev's decision for choosing this opening, since it's that complex.
Yes,
especially
very, very
probably Wojtaszek was not expecting this variation exactly to be happening. So like he had the advantage of a surprise, and plus he's in a must-win situation with the black pieces. Perhaps he couldn't really find anything that active that he could fight for it. So I understand that, but okay, he risked.
He took a big gamble.
Work out well. But I understand it more. Why he did all this.
It's like, for example, Georgi, if you play King's Indian with black, computer is showing in most of the starting position like +1. So there is a human point and there is, of course, a machine point. For machine, very easy to play these positions, but for a human, under pressure, not easy at all. Yeah. So
yes, indeed.
Yeah. Fedoseev is missing this knight f3. This would have been a game changer and maybe even a match changer. We have king to f7, now knight h5. Very strong move by Wojtaszek. And actually he played this move almost instantly. So as well, Wojtaszek, he was ready for the move king f7. So he expected to see on the board king f7. After 30 minutes of thinking, Fedoseev plays it. We have knight h5, knight f3. Still so complex everything. Knight f3. Queen f4, take. Black is still a full rook up, but white seems to be having currently the upper hand. This rook is not playing, this rook is not playing. So as Kasparov been always saying, you need to count the pieces, not that existing on the board, but you need to count the pieces that are attacking the black king and the pieces that are potentially defending the black king. And of course, if you have more attackers, then usually your attack is decisive. In the current case, I think we have more attackers than defenders. So the attack of white, even being a full rook down, is extremely dangerous. Georgi, are you a better attacking player or a better defender?
Well, if I need to pick one, probably defending I tend to do better.
So Georgi is defending. Actually, it's quite rare. Most of the people are better when they are pushing forward. So
I'm a bit surprised about it, about myself either, actually, but I noticed that for some reason, it's not like I prefer to defend it if I have a choice to go for it, but I don't really mind it as much, like to be into big tension and just continue the game like that. Again, it comes down from playing the first moves, b3 in the childhood, or let's say a c4, d3, knight c3 setups and so on, because I was frequently ending up with the situations that I lost the sense of, like, okay, I have a tough situation. It's not that big deal. But I noticed even after I started playing the main lines long ago, I'm probably better defending than going for the attack. Yeah.
Okay, so Georgi is a better defender. Rare quality, I think it's 80-20. 80% are attacking much better than defending. Okay, so we have Queen f8. Not the best move by Fedoseev because this move loses instantly. So Fedoseev was so upset probably with the current position that he saw no way even to try to play for a win. He decided, okay, what should I do in case I take the knight on h5? There will be many checks. White has a lot of options of perpetual check probably somewhere. So I cannot win this. He plays Queen f8. Little trap, bishop h6. Ooh, this would be amazing to play like bishop h6, no, Georgi? Imagine.
Oh, definitely.
What a pin. But
nice one.
Wojtaszek is playing the move bishop g6, and actually Fedoseev had enough. He resigns because of king e7 is a must. Check on e1. Now king d8, and there is rook e8. The knight is pinned. So queen has to take, bishop takes, and the game is done.
One question which I've always had in this situation, Arkady. Look,
yes.
Okay, he sees that bishop g6, rook e1 is coming, right? He sees that bishop h6, white is not going to fold on that with 25 minutes on the clock. So, okay, he wants to push for the win, but there are some certain logical aspects to it, right? Let's say the rating maybe or some other things. For me, it doesn't look like this is a Sparta attitude and on or with the shield there. Just come on. You had your chances. You missed it. So, I know that it might be a draw, but it's not like you have any other choice at the moment. Possibility of making it to the victory after playing Queen f8 is probably absolutely zero.
No, but I think I think he missed bishop g6 because otherwise he would.
Well, that's a different story.
I think that's a different story. No, but of course he felt that white should be winning for sure. But I think he missed bishop g6. This is why he did it. And yeah, but he was already very upset with the save because I'm sure that he felt that this position is unclear. That's why he thought for 30 minutes. So he felt it is the moment to find a strong move. Then he played the move king f7, he got this knight h5, and he understood he went just a very wrong direction, so he was very upset. And yeah, missed this idea with bishop g6, rook e8, and the game was done. So a huge win for Wojtaszek. He gets to the next round of the World Cup. A nice game, and yeah, the hero pawn e4 that made its way to the h7, survived on the square h7 and supported all the attack. So pawn e4 is clearly MVP, no, Georgi?
No doubt, 100%.
Yeah, the e4 pawn decided the game between Wojtaszek and Fedoseev. All right, we had a lot of different interesting games, and I don't know which one we start. Maybe first let's take a look at the game of Svane against Gukesh, because the German player Svane Frederick, so it is the brother of the Svane that usually been playing for the German national team, the Rasmus Svane. This is his brother, who is now actually overtaking his older brother in rating and in results. Gukesh, white losing against Svane Frederick, which means game over for Gukesh. Georgi, would you expect that?
No, definitely not. But actually, a German player surprised me a lot lately, including this tournament where Blue Baum managed to qualify for the candidates.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly what is happening, but they tend to have really good results
in the
recent competitions.
I agree with you. Something very weird is going on because Germany had one good player, it is Vincent Keimer. Then the German guy who is organizing the freestyle tournaments, the German billionaire, he made quite nice promotion for chess in Germany. He organized some camps and so on for the German players. He supports them, which is of course great. And since its moment, all the Germans, the top Germans, I mean, they are gaining unbelievable amount of points. So Vincent Keimer from 2720 approximately to 2770 or 80. We have Bluebaum gaining another 40 points. We have now Svane beating Gukesh. Donchenko, we can tell you this in advance, today
Yes,
crushed.
I was quite sad
Anish Giri.
about that.
Yeah, your favorite player is gone.
Yes.
So all
Yes.
the Germans are showing now performance of 2-8 since we have the German billionaire entering the chess market. Very interesting. I don't know. As you said, it's very weird, and I completely agree to that because Vincent Keimer, that he can show a great result, definitely is very strong, talented, young, etc. Bluebaum, he never showed this kind of results, like never ever, and he is not that young. Now Svane kicking out Gukesh out of the tournament. Donchenko is beating Giri. What is going on?
Yes, so I think Germany will have a couple of 2700s within the next year maximum, I think.
I mean,
So
I don't know,
that's a big result for any country actually.
No, but this is huge.
Let's say if in the Olympic team they have got 4 players which have over 2700, that's really big. And one maybe close to 28 even.
No, but for the moment, of course, Vincent Keimer is close to 28, but Bluebaum is close to 2700. The others are not that close. But at important tournaments, they're showing incredible results lately, like incredible. Except the team events. The team events, the Germans playing usually not too well, as we saw now at the European team. I think they've been second seeded or first seeded. I'm not even sure. Maybe first.
Yes. First.
Yeah, they had a bad start. And even they made a draw against us. I'm playing for Bulgaria, so
Bulgaria.
not
Yes.
the best result of the German team, obviously. But okay, in the single tournaments, they're just crushing. So maybe we have this World Cup. The last four are gonna be just for Germans. Let's see. I don't know how is the net, but let's see. Okay, in any case, let's see how Gukesh is losing to Svane Frederick. We have Italian, very boring opening. Now we have Italian with A5, so Svane is playing with A5. A lot of players are playing with A6. This is matter of taste, maybe. All is very solid. All is very known.
Here we
Bishop
go.
B6.
I was waiting for this moment. Look what Black does later after Bishop B6, A4.
And
He
Bishop
starts
D7.
with this and then he realizes that it's a wrong square. Okay, this I'm joking obviously because the
And
B3 is
Bishop
covered.
D6,
Here we go. That's it. That's the reason why he managed to win. As simple as that.
No, but this
It
is
always works. Trade off the light squared bishops, guys. It's gonna be fine.
this is so weird because Bishop B6, quite a strange move to make in case you're not sure about the theory. And Svane has spent already 10 minutes. Probably he knows the position. Just he thought maybe which line to play. Right, he decides to play Bishop B6 line. We have the move A4 been made. Now he plays Bishop D7 quite quickly. We have the move B3. I think it's been introduced first by Nepomniachtchi, if I'm not mistaken, on the high level. Quite a weird idea, B3, because you basically block your own bishop, but it's fine. I mean, not a bad move, B3, and you want to go you want to go like Bishop B2, support the D4 push. Now Svane is thinking once again for 20 minutes and going Bishop E6. Super weird play, no? I mean, like, I don't know. Or you know the line, or you don't know the line, but not to play this line, not to know B3 is weird because the guy is working extremely hard. So very strange decision making over the board from Svane Frederick. There is no real logic, in my opinion, behind this. If you know it, you play it. if you don't know it, it's very weird that you go for this bishop b6, bishop d7, because you must know it to play it. Otherwise, you don't play bishop b6. It makes no sense.
That's correct. That's correct.
Very, very strange. Then we have bishop b2 being played and king h8 after, again, some thinking. Rook a2 by Gukesh. So Gukesh, 30 minutes of thinking, and then rook a2 is like unbelievable move, no? Georgi, if you would give a lesson to some of your students and your student would go here rook a2, what would you tell the guy?
I would give him the catalog of different sport activities, what he can try to do. And he might have potentially good chance as well. That's why I actually struggle when they are just telling me, oh, you know what Gukesh played, you know what that person played, because they are trying to copy it. And I'm like, look, guys, how about the other moves? They are playing more logical moves 99% of the time, but they really want to copy that and they just feel like it's the style. I hate to see this kind of moves as a coach. But as an interested person checking out the games, I still don't like it, actually. It's weird.
Chess has changed so much. When I've been younger, let's say 20 years ago, to make a move like rook a2, you even might think about rook a2, but you still don't make it because it just looks so ugly. So the common sense tells you, okay, maybe you can go rook a2, but probably don't do it because it just looks a bit strange. But nowadays people are used to work with engines so much, so they just don't care. There is no more moral inside chess. So basically it's all calculation. If it works, and that's it. Chess has changed a lot. I think 20-30 years ago, nobody from the top guys would ever even think about playing rook a2 because it just looks so ugly. The move is so unbelievably ugly, no, Georgi? I mean, just put the rook on a2. Of course, there is an idea, play bishop a1, the rook is joining on the second rank. You can go like knight f1, and still the rook is gaining traction on the second rank. The move is not bad, but it looks just so ugly. Unbelievable. Yeah,
chess I agree with you.
Okay, Georgi, so after ugly rook a2, knight h5 played by black. This is normal to get the knight on f4. So actually here's a trick. In case you have the white bishop on c1, so the white bishop, dark squares on c1, when the bishop can attack the knight, then knight h5, knight f4 is usually a very bad decision, because when the knight goes to f4 there is always d4. So when the bishop is now on b2, then knight h5, knight f4 is making sense. Important thing to remember. Because I got crushed like that by somebody long time ago. I think Sakayev, it was Sakayev that crushed me with white, and we had Italian and or Spanish, I don't remember exactly. It's very many years ago. I think it was I played the Serbian league back then. Serbian league been very strong, and it's maybe more than 20 years ago. I don't remember. And I had a situation where I've been very happy. I played like knight h5 and then I go knight f4, and I'm so happy because I have this great knight on f4, and then I play queen f6, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe I will get even some chances with the black pieces, and then at some moment he plays d4, and I understand that I did something very bad. Then I realized to get the knight f4, queen f6 is with a bishop on c1 very tricky. All right, knight h5, so we have knight f1, normal play by Gukesh, knight f4, and here we see the move bishop c1. So this is what I'm talking about. With the bishop on c1, d4 is coming, knight is not so great. Actually on f4, he plays queen f6, we see the move knight g3, and he goes crazy with the move g5. So absolutely no respect of Gukesh. And just imagine, you have 26 minutes on the clock, you are thinking for 50% of your time. You have move 16, you have just 13 minutes left till move 40. Gukesh has 46, and you play g5. Georgi, unbelievable self-esteem, no?
By the way, who was it that gave extra respect to Gukesh? That we have seen it quite recently, right? That we mentioned that they gave more respect that they should have Was it with Gukesh's game? And we see absolutely opposite right now. So you know what? This person, whoever put funds into German chess, definitely encouraged them the way that I don't think they kind of care anymore. Zero respect whatsoever. That is true.
I don't think it depends on the German guy, Georgi, to be honest.
It doesn't. Okay. I thought it was heavily dependent on that.
I think zero. I think
maybe the reward of getting some certain, I don't know, whatever place was too high on the stake outside the field of getting the rewards. That maybe kind of motivated them. As let's say,
I don't think so, Georgi. As well, this theory
like
I think is very shaky. This is very shaky, but I think the reality is that Svane Frederick, he just doesn't care. Doesn't care even to a little bit. Because if you care just a little bit, you don't do it. There is no way to play with so little time G5 to go into complete mess against opponent who is at least 100 points higher than you. It makes no sense. It makes no sense from chess point of view. It makes no sense from any kind of view, except you are thinking that you are a genius. An absolute genius. There is no other solution for that. In case Svane would doubt himself even to the smallest degree, he would never play the move G5. Impossible, just. So
and he did it.
So he obviously believes that he is an absolute genius. Nobody can touch him. It's like you are untouchable, yeah? Absolutely untouchable. Such a self-esteem from the German player. Unbelievable. Unbelievable self-esteem. But on the other hand, it borders always with extreme stupidity, yeah? Because to keep 13 minutes for the next 24 moves against the world champion in an extremely complex position where the world champion has half an hour more than you, does it make sense? I don't understand this, Georgi.
Maybe he doesn't consider him as someone which has way higher rating, let's say, or class compared to him.
No, but even if you consider yourself to be equal to the guy, you don't do it.
That's correct. Yeah. This is what youth does nowadays. So,
I don't understand that. And to me, it's super weird. It's extremely weird because, again, Frederick Svane, he's a good chess player, but we cannot say that he's top 30 in the world or something. He's definitely not, according to his results. He's playing the world champion. Position is actually currently very complex, but maybe a little bit better for white. And how he can play the next 24 moves without a mistake, just on 13 minutes. I mean, what is going on?
Just in this game, it worked out well, but I do believe that in more games, it will not.
This is crazy.
Statistically speaking.
No, but also we're going to see unbelievable play from the black. So something is going on here. It's like chess changed so much that for Svane, when he has a lot of time, he's playing just much worse than when he has little, and that's it, yeah. So he can show performance in a rapid game of 2-8 of strengths. Unbelievable, no, but just unreal. So we have Bishop E3, very normal play by Gukesh, because now he wants to take on B6. And in case black takes now on E3, we have Fe kicking out the knight on from F4, and obviously white is better. So what to do for black? And he plays the best. D4. The German plays absolutely best move. Again, a very complex move to play. Yeah? It's not an easy move to play. I mean, so many things has to be calculated, but it works. D5, great push. Takes, 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 takes. We have very complicated position because the structure of black is bad. On the other hand, black pieces are very, very good. We have this rook D8 coming with a pressure on the D3 pawn. So very complicated position. Even to judge who is actually better, no idea. Georgi, what do you think about the current position?
Well, I think white is better, actually. This is what I think on the first glance, because this pawn structure is bad. The squares, the d3, okay, is weak, but I don't know, I would still lean more towards white, though. But it is complex, no doubt. And I kind of don't feel the attack really coming on the king side either. And this g5 to me looks like a bit more weakening rather than the strength. So yeah, it's just maybe personal preference, but considering the time, definitely white should be pressing.
Okay, so let's see. We have knight f3, so the knight gets back into the game. e5 is hanging, black is answering with a move rook d8. Of course, this is very logical to get the rook to d8. e5 cannot be taken at the moment because we just take back and we play bishop c4. Now d3 pawn is going to fall. We have rook d2. Finally, the rook from a2 came and did something useful. Bishop takes c4. White has to take d takes c4 because otherwise the d3 pawn is going to fall. And black is playing again very strong move f6. Strong positional decision. Black has to keep the e5 pawn alive. So white is maybe already. White needs to be precise. I don't know, Georgi. At least now position is maybe slightly better for black, no? Because of the nice.
Yeah, after d takes c4. Yes, after d takes c4, I think the situation has changed. Yeah, it's not that pleasant for white anymore. And it does look like these 4 pawns are easily stopped on the queen side by 3 pawns.
Yes.
No further progress. And
problem,
of course, the f6, e5 is the killer there.
Definitely, yeah, I agree.
That is a big fortress, and I don't see white getting the control over the f5 square or something like that with the knight. So
f5 impossible.
Yeah,
this is impossible.
Yeah. So
the knight
black is doing absolutely fine.
Yeah. So black is maybe doing a little bit better. So Frederick Svane.
But still, 15 moves to be made.
Yes.
To time control with 5 minutes.
Yes, with the 5 minutes on the clock, 4 minutes 30 to be precise, and we still have very complex position, even though, yes, maybe black is doing better, but position is very, very complex. White wants to take the pawn on b6. He plays again the best, f5. No, but this is unbelievable just. How to play at such a level with so little time. I don't know, Georgi. I don't know. I only saw few people from the top 10 that could ever do that, and of course, Grishuk could do that at some moment. Caruana can do it. Yes, Magnus.
And
I think
Svane.
even big. Yes. So he is with maybe 5 guys in the world that can play like that. Because usually when you play somebody even super strong, but they like to be safe. So for example, Giri would not play a move like f5 with little time. This is he would try to do something solid, yes, in case he can. But Svane is just going for the most direct, yeah? He goes like rook d8. Because of course now nothing is hanging, so he has a big choice. He goes rook d8 attacking the queen, f5. Everything is hanging once again. Knight to g3, knight to d3, again the best. Unbelievably strong play from Svane. Rook to d1, f4, queen e4, and king h7. Again, strong move. Unreal, no, Georgi? Because it's so important that after knight f5, there is no check now on d8. That's why king to h7 is just so important. He plays it just with 1 minute on the clock.
Whoa.
Yeah, he completely crushes Gukesh with 20 minutes. He just outcalculates the guy. Take, knight e4. So we reached an endgame. Black king is now so active. King f5. Gukesh has to play now something like knight d2. So obviously black is just doing much better. So in the last 15 moves, let's say 18 moves, Svane had just 10 minutes. For the last 15 moves, he managed to outplay Gukesh easily. And playing just a perfect game. Unbelievable play from the German player. So he was right, having his self-esteem, no, Georgi? He was just right.
Whoa.
Easy.
Well done, though. That's all I can say. Just well done, because he risked but he delivered
Yes, no,
everything actually.
It's spectacular because it made absolutely no sense to have 13 minutes in a complex position. But of course, in case you can play the best move till move 40, so it's not a trouble. Unbelievable. Such a strong play. We have knight c5, which looks normal, so he repeated. Actually, I don't know why he repeats when he's doing a little better, but alright. He repeats, maybe because he wants to get to move 40.
Close to, yes.
So we have the move h5, we have the move knight c5, f3, rook to d3, king f2, g4, so black is very obviously pushing. And Gukesh plays a strange move, rook e1, because he goes for the change of rooks. This is something I don't understand, because you can take a free file. Why don't you take a free file? Of course, you still suffer probably with weight, but
there is something probably. I'm just trying to figure out. So rook h1,
g3, let's say, king e2,
g3,
check. I go here. I think at least I will get some chances, no? Because rook h6 is quite dangerous. Maybe you can take on e4, sacrifice, but I don't think you can win it. And knight c6 is
can't join in action. Yes, because of that. Because of that, we should be good to go. Yes.
Not so obvious. I think black is pushing, yeah, because you can go like king g6 or something. But at least you have the active rook on the h file. Why to go rook e1 to get g3? Now you play king e2 because where to go? If you go king f1, your rook is dead. So black will slowly transport the knight from c6 to some useful square, and that's it. So he goes king e2. Now black, of course, is changing the rooks, and all black needs to do is to get the knight to f5 and to play knight e3, and that's it. Because the pawn g2 physically cannot be protected once the knight is on e3.
Impressive, though.
No, but
impressive. Actually.
Now we are move 42.
Okay, he has got extra time at this point, but yeah, like
he got the extra
but
time.
I don't feel like it matters. Okay, he did spend some time. I thought he was just blitzing out the moves in any case there.
He spends his time. He just brings the knight to f5. Next move is knight e3. Now he repeats. I don't know why. So takes. Now b6, of course, because there is no rush. Knight e3 or knight h4. Knight e3 we cannot, because there's a little trick with knight g3. Okay, so knight h4. G2 pawn is falling, and basically Gukesh is resigning. That's it. Knight e3, knight takes c4, white resigned. I mean, what a game.
Yeah, I still have some
incredible game.
Hang on. Like, what do you think was the reason why, let's say, Swane just went for this direct approaches? Like, how would you evaluate this?
No, but this is just there is no explanation for that. It's it makes no sense. So I think it's not possible to describe something that is making no sense. It's the same like let's say we all know that Grishuk, he liked to have this, yes, 30 seconds per move for the last 20 moves. And why did he do that? He was, I think, twice world champion in Rapid, yeah, and I think maybe once or twice world champion in Blitz. So he was extremely good in playing by his feelings, so he could have played much faster. But every game, or almost every game at some moment, he had this huge time trouble. Why? I don't think there is an answer for that, because there is no logical explanation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't see at least a logical explanation for that. And I saw Swane a few times personally. First time I saw him at, I think, Olympiad now in Budapest. He is looking like, yeah, he's special. So, I don't know. It's hard to understand these people. At least for me.
Wow.
Okay, so
that's very impressive.
Fantastic win by the German player. Swane Frederick, no questions, great game, and yeah, huge result, absolutely huge result to take out Gukesh from the World Cup. All right, let's go to the next one. Iragasi. Yesterday was a great victory. Today was a very, very easy draw with black. So basically, he was even the one to push for a win. It doesn't matter. It's too simple for Iragasi. Too easy. So we go for the next game. And next game is Pragnananda, who qualified by winning against the Armenian player, Hovhannisyan. It was a very nice win, but a bit easy win by Pragnananda. And let's take a look at it. Georgi, would you think that Pragnananda would have an easy road against the Armenian GM?
Not at all. Even though I played against Hovhannisyan twice and my score is 2-0, surprisingly.
You won twice.
For me, yes. I don't think
bad.
he was in his best, both classical actually. But okay, well, maybe, you know, tough times, etc., whatever. But not in the World Cup, though.
Okay.
But I have a question, like this, is it, I noticed one thing though, like E4, E5 is like guaranteed, right? I have a, like seriously I'm thinking about
No, but
everything else is dead officially, like that someone
Right.
signed on that and it's done.
No,
We
but,
don't see it at all.
no, but I think, Georgi, that chess is a game 8 by 8. So if you control the center, usually your chances are higher. So what could be the best move at E4? E5. What could be the best move at D4? D5. I think it's making sense, no? And-
Yes,
and the
just,
strong
you know,
engines
where is
agree to
the
that.
Sicilian action, you
But we
know,
see-
something or like
No, but we do see Sicilian time to time. For example, Rapport, who completely switched to this craziness.
really rare.
He
Though,
plays
like,
C5, then he plays E6, A6, all versions of Paulsen, and so not, or Maximo Shilagraf with his Najdorf. So there are some guys that stick to C5, but yeah, we also saw some games on the French from the previous rounds, where but usually the guy who plays the French doesn't end up too well. Yeah, sometimes even with a good position. So
yeah, just at this point, I kind of get bored of checking it. I know it's going to be Italian, bishop will be on C4, or
Okay,
it's
this time
going to
Russian.
be
Russian.
Russian. Yes, this is also quite famous.
Yes. We saw yesterday Liko
this
playing
too,
knight
and
d5,
that.
but this time we see the move d4. So of course white has a lot of choices, but doesn't matter what you do, it's basically equal. So as well here we have quite a solid position for black, not much is going on. F4, very normal, and F6, also very normal. B4, some action starts. Knight to E4, probably a bad decision, because after knight E4, white is going to get great play, basically by pushing. So black should have played the move knight to E6 in this position. Of course, very complex still. F5 is, let's say, possible, but now we have pushes like D4 available, but it's a complete mess. It is a complete mess. Maybe he had actually too much respect from the Pragnananda. What do you think, Georgi? Because to play knight E4, strange decision, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
going
that
for a
it
bad
was.
position.
He's just going much worse one,
Yes,
actually.
yes. He's going straight for much worse. As well here, after, in case you play F6, why not to push F5 immediately, no? Maybe he thought that white anyway gonna take, so it makes no difference, but otherwise, why not to go F5? Would make...
Trying to figure it out. At some point, somewhere C4 if something, but it's not happening anytime
Not so
soon.
easy. Not so easy, I can just put the knight to E6, yeah. Or
Okay,
D4,
if that's the
yeah.
case, then okay, let's see if E takes F6, that definitely should be good.
No, but then it makes no difference, so why to play F6 and not to go F5? I don't know. Looks a bit strange, yeah. So, looks like a mistake by the Armenian GM. Georgi. What do you say?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't really
Strange, yeah.
understand why it was played, but maybe he actually already misevaluated that the position already looked quite bad for him.
Yeah, but still you go f5 because in case white takes f6, it is the same, but you just don't give some extra options. So I don't know. Okay, little strange. Knight e4, probably not the best decision. Now we have this check on b3. The rook gets to d1. This is already looking quite bad. Rook to d1, queen e8, strong move e6. Nice play by white. I like it very much. Now in case we can play f5, the situation is gonna be looking very, very good. So black plays f5 by itself and rook d7. Actually, in my opinion, Praggnanandhaa is definitely a player that is playing much better when he's pushing forward. What do you think, Georgi? He's not a great defender. I mean, of course he defends very well, but it's not his strengths. I think his strength is to push forward.
But like the defender is Erigais. It is his strength, actually.
You think?
Like, I have the feeling that Erigais is like just Indian version of superhero, you know, like any trouble happening, he got you covered. Like you want to play for the win and like at all. Like for some reason, I have that feeling about this person, though. As we have noticed, Swane's furious play, no emotions whatsoever, going all in. Same actually to Erigais, like. A clock and like tough positions, I don't feel like it disturbs them at all. Just
no, but Erigaisi, okay, let's say he's your hero. But now we speak about the Indian number 2, Praggnanandhaa. How do you feel? He is attacking better, or he is more a player that likes calm positional chess?
Attack by far, actually.
Yeah, I think
Praggnanandhaa attack by far.
Yes, pushing. He is a pusher. So rook d7. And rook d1. He sacrifices exchange, which maybe is actually not the best, but Praggnanandhaa, he just cannot resist.
Looks quite natural.
Yes.
It's quite natural to do.
Yes, for sure. It looks very, very natural. On the other hand, okay, you must be
just
sure
to
what
be
you're doing.
clear, on rook c7 exactly what was going on, to see exactly
Bishop
what
D6
was it.
probably.
Bishop d6. And that sacrifice will not be any better, yes?
Which sacrifice?
On c8, let's say.
Yes,
it
possible.
will not work that
No,
well.
of course it's possible, Georgi. Definitely possible. I don't know. It's looking as well better for white, but position is just extremely complex. Yeah. So hard to judge.
All
but
right,
yes,
so
yes, you could do it definitely. Just rook d1. It looks like he's tries to win the game on the spot, yeah. Because if black finds nothing, then problems, yeah, for black. Black has to do something instantly, and we have the move c5. In my opinion, too slow. Because black has to do something. I don't know, like to play rook to d8, or black needs to do something fast. If white manages to stabilize...
I'd say bishop d6 is not happening because of bishop d4.
Yes.
Otherwise, rook c8, let's say, would lead to... If not bishop d6, let's say rook c8 would lead to just bishop a6 or something more.
No, but I think rook c8 you're too slow, Georgi. I think you need to push. You need to do something with black. If you let white stabilize with, let's say, something like bishop d4 and then, I don't know, bishop c4, at some moment you cannot move with black. I think black should do something. It's like he tries to do something with a move c5, but and also he covers the square d4. So c5 is quite a logical approach, but now the rook on d7 is just a monster, yeah, to the move c5. So
definitely, but yeah, actually c5. I'm very confused. Actually, don't see much there. c5 to one extent is good, because I can't have the access to bishop d4 anymore, but on the other hand, the light squares are getting even stronger.
And the rook, yes.
So, and the rook is becoming a monster. I really don't want to play this with black. One thing I can tell you, it looks
nasty,
quite scary,
looks
though.
Very nasty, and we have the move b5, so Praggnanandhaa is basically trying to humiliate the guy. Because of course b5, there is no reason for b5. White has so many nice options, run all threats. You might go like h3, looking nice here just to secure the king, then queen d5, bishop b5, all is looking quite nice. So he tries to give like zero chance to black. Bishop f6, a4. Yeah, he tries to crush the guy. Like Fischer been saying, it's not enough to win the game, yeah?
You just need to crush your opponent's ego.
Yeah,
and he did it.
It's not enough to win the game. Rook e8. For the moment, black is fighting very well. a6. Huge trouble with the pawn on a7, but maybe black can do something, no? It doesn't feel like black is lost here, because e6 is... Maybe we can do some tactics somewhere. Okay, white can protect it with bishop c4, then queen d1. Yeah, it looks bad. Yeah, this is looking bad, no, Georgi? Maybe there is just no way to
I think
do
it's
something.
kind of finished at this point, but I'm a bit surprised about the evaluation.
This is
like how it is possible. There is something very direct, or
I don't know. I don't see.
Like, okay, what? Queen d5, bishop c4, or I even bring it. These two bishops are covering up the king actually fully.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we are misunderstanding something. Otherwise, I just don't know. Maybe there are some tactics that we don't see. Obviously, we cannot see tactics, and we are analyzing.
Wait. How will the e6 pawn actually moving the bishop away?
Okay.
Let's say bishop h4, just randomly. Queen, maybe I can join on g4 to get something.
But what do you get?
Nothing at the moment, just hanging around there.
Okay, but what's the point of that?
If I will, okay, it's long term, but like if I can pull off rook d8 and, you know, something.
Yeah, but even then, there is no threat. I don't know, Georgi. No,
if I will go, let's say rook d8, and e takes, and you go bishop e6 or something like that, I want to go on e2 to do something with the queen.
But let's say I go here, I can
queen
play
c2.
bishop d2 next if I want to kick out your queen, or I go queen d2.
I'll be very precise. Queen g6.
Yeah, but what's the point of what you're doing?
I want to take this pawn.
Yeah, but if you take, I think you're just lost there, because the rook is on d7, you cannot move the rook on e8. I think it's just lost. Or
okay, then I'll bring my queen back. I don't need it. Maybe rook e7 instead. No, I will not go queen g6 anymore. Perhaps rook e7.
Okay, let's say I go queen
something
to d2.
Like that. d2. Yeah, that's very bad looking move for me.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Actually,
take rook d8. You know, the fact that the dark-squared bishop can't directly join in action kind of...
but maybe.
But the queen will take it.
Yeah, maybe I can take with the queen. Okay, rook d8, I have probably e7.
e7.
And then it's
I take...
Super unclear.
The king goes on g3 though.
So, yeah, probably. So...
Yeah, something along these lines probably. Engine is just screaming.
Okay, I don't know, because it looks like to be a nice position for white. Maybe there is something for black. We have rook e7, logical play, queen to d5, rook to b8, and he just takes and plays queen d7, so the a7 pawn is going to fall now. I think it is game over. So he lost in a couple of moves. Maybe indeed, Georgi, your idea of queen g4 is correct, but I don't know.
Something active. Okay, clearly I'm not so impressed.
Oh, but you should be active.
What he did.
But not easy. I mean, not easy. So
no, after queen a7, it's finished already.
Yeah,
like e7 is gone. It's nice just
move.
Done.
Nice move. King f2, very nice. Yeah, nice positional play. g3 coming. King is safe. At good moment, we're gonna play like queen d7, but in a good moment, of course. So bishop d6, queen f7. Oh yeah, he's losing all the material. There is never perpetual check with the bishop on e3 because we have bishop g1. Game is over. Okay, nice win, no, Georgi? Nice win.
Definitely,
by
actually.
Bogdan Andaya. Nice win. He risked, he sacrificed the exchange. So very, very nice play. Fully deserved victory. And he is next to Iragasi, the next Indian to get to the next round. Yeah, good result. Let's go to the next German. We have Giri against Donchenko.
What's up? Like, Giri, unfortunately, is out. My number one, actually, which I thought was going to
But
win.
his motivation is low. He qualified already for the candidates. So I think not easy to play when you are already qualified.
I see. But okay, well, Donchenko, what is his highest rating actually? Roughly in this range, he's going around
650, 660, maybe his best. But not so long ago, he fell down to 2600. This was maybe a bit too low for the guy, but I think he is not much better than 2650 at least. This is what I know
remember
about
I
him.
played with him long time ago in basically age categories World Championship we played. I think we might have the same age or 1 year difference. And yeah, at that time he was playing heavily this C4 G3 setups with the white pieces. I used some interesting trick actually, and I took the pawn on C4, kept it with my life depended on it, and managed to win the game later actually.
But Georgi, how it's possible you're beating all the 2-6 players and you don't have 2-6?
Oh, that's very simple, because they are capable of beating higher. By the way, I have victories with Ali Reza, with One Forest as well, when I got accused of cheating actually as well during the Olympiads twice. And I was really proud of that tournament actually. So yeah, basically I've had some good tournaments, but probably you don't want to see my other games. That's the reason why it will make it very clear why I don't have anywhere close to that rating. You know, once in a lifetime situations, that's how it works. And I don't see this play against this kind of players that frequently. It's just, you know, one at a time occasion, but it all of a sudden works out well. So that's it.
Okay. So Donchenko crushing Giri. D4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3. We have Nimzo, and he plays his Nimzo with the move rook e8. Obviously the main move is d5, but rook e8 as well is a possible continuation. Knight e2, d5, all is theory, castle, and bishop f8, all is preparation. e4, Donchenko thinks already for 10 minutes, so usually we don't see this rook e8, bishop f8 line. Okay, it is existing. He tries to save a tempo in case white takes cd, ed. Just to short explanation, main move is d5. For example, there's a line with a3, or let's say take. There's a line with a3 where black first goes bishop d6 and then we go rook e8. Still, bishop might go to f8, and here Giri just tries to save a tempo by immediately going to f8. e4, the most logical response from white, in my opinion, because otherwise black is sort of a tempo up.
Yes, should be played.
So take. Anish Giri still, of course, in his book, he plays very, very fast. The move knight d7, logical. He develops his piece, queen c2 as well, very, very normal, and f5.
f5.
Because in case you go knight f6, this should be slightly better for white. Black has to play c5, e5 quite fast, otherwise it makes no sense to play that. That's why we have the move f5 being played, immediately followed by c6, and e5 is next. Because black has to push. If you wait a little bit, white is gonna be better. I think it's still a theory, Georgi.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, but I can guess already. Because if e5 comes naturally, and d takes e5 and knight e5, that is definitely good for black, because if light squared bishop will be gone, I don't feel like there will be anything special. But if not that, if not capturing, let's say, then e4 will be coming as well at some point. If not, e takes d4 and knight e5 ideas as well. So on the first glance, this pawn looks bad on f5 and e6 and looks like
But it's forced.
something which is, but if it is forced, then yes.
No, but it is forced.
And,
Otherwise,
and also considering how fast Giri played, probably he kind of is in the book.
no,
no
of
doubt,
course,
though.
no, Georgi, of course. Otherwise, no, but Giri never makes moves like f5 except he's 100% sure. It's like there is.
By
no
the way,
way.
if we talk about, let's say, the best theoreticians of the 21st century,
Yeah.
for example, where would you put Giri in that list?
I don't
Roughly
know.
on which place?
I think it's hard to say because all the top players are so well prepared. So I think at least top 3 is easy. So Carlsen should be the best prepared player, I guess. I don't think there's anybody who is even close having the preparation of Carlsen. Then
Carlsen, yes.
probably we have Caruana, but it depends on period of time of Caruana. Sometimes he's like working, you can see it by his games. He is so much into chess and he's pushing, great ideas, everything. And if you take, let's say, beginning of 21st century, it is for sure Kramnik.
Kramnik,
100%.
yes.
I mean, Kramnik was much better prepared than anybody else. No doubts. So Kramnik was amazingly prepared. Then we have, of course, Peter Liko, who was having huge preparation. Aronian had at some moment extremely good preparation. So with white and black, very tricky. He was one of the first to play all the time the Marshall. He played a couple of years just Marshall and he didn't care. He made basically a forced draw out of opening. So I think
go on, please. Sorry.
no, but I think Giri is definitely a very well prepared player, but to call him the best, I don't think so. Very good prepared player for let's say average GM, unbelievably well prepared player. Let's say if I would compare Giri, let's say 10 years ago to myself, I would say that okay, he knows maybe from the opening point of view, he knows 100 times more than me. Not even 10 times, but 100 times.
Wow.
Because it's huge. I mean, the guys are working so hard. So for example, me, I never worked that much on opening and I did many different things. So I played chess, I had my company Chess Evolution and many things to do and I liked to live.
Okay, Arkady, but let's put it that way. You were well over 2700 rated player, actually. So, I think you are undervaluing yourself at this point.
No, but I speak about theory. He knew.
Yes, even on theory.
No.
Let's
theory,
say you cannot get that far actually without, like really top preparation as well, right?
No, it's completely different. So, the most of the things I played very calm things. So I was playing rarely very forced lines. With black, my main opening, Berlin. So preparation doesn't really help you in Berlin.
Berlin, okay.
You can just play.
It's one of my favorite one, yes.
With black, I played Semi-Tarrasch, I played Nimzo, and I played Queen's Gambit. So as well, what can you do against Queen's Gambit? You can prepare as much as you want. Okay, with your amazing preparation, you will have plus 0-10. That's all you can get, yeah? So...
How about the white pieces?
No, with white I usually played e4, sometimes I played d4, knight f3 if I didn't like something about the move e4. But as well, I never had very exciting preparation. Sometimes I tricked them because they thought mainly about the main lines, which I never played. So I remember even with Giri, of course we played a couple of games and he beat me as well, but I remember I won against him in Najdorf like within 20 moves or something with white, and I played him knight of g3. Back then almost nobody played the Najdorf with g3, and 20 moves he resigned. So it's like I think it surprised them a little bit, my opening choice, But back then, computers been not that strong, and you could always find calm ideas, which gives you just a normal play. So
I see.
I
Okay.
think there's been different times. Just today, I think to play like that is not possible because you're just doing too bad. Yeah, this is the problem. But back then, it was not a problem to be a little worse or to be okay. Computers been not that strong, so computer been making a mistake. Many things been different. Today, the hard work rewards you much more than before.
Who was your main coach, Arkady, at that time? With who you were working with?
Nobody.
When you had you were doing it by your own there.
No, but nobody. I had nobody.
Oh, that's really impressive, actually. Just sometimes training camps and stuff, I assume, but like
also this
not
very
someone
rarely.
which very rare, yes.
Very rarely. I like to play chess very much, so I played usually 100 games per year. And
oh, that's a lot, actually.
no, but back then it was normal. Most of the people played 100 per year. So I played only classical. I never played Rapid Blitz, or very rarely I played Rapid Blitz. And yes, in the early years, of course, I had the trainers and so on. But let's say from the age of maybe 25, I almost had no training camps, and very rarely I had somebody to train chess. I played a lot, yes, but training, no.
Wow.
So, but back then it was different, Georgi. It been different times. Only the very elite players worked that hard. Others, I think, worked medium hard. Computers been not that good. There've been much less tournaments in general to play. So most of the people played the leagues. A lot of leagues, different countries, different leagues. So it was a bit different than now. Okay,
I see.
Let's continue.
Different times.
So we have the move c6 with the idea of playing e5, obviously. g3 by Donchenko, so he wants to hide his bishop. Still e5. Pawn cannot be taken because knight f6. I don't know, knight f6 immediately or e4 first and then knight f6. This gives black good play. So bishop g2. And strange play by Giri, in my opinion, Georgi, because if you play line with rook e8, bishop f8, you want to play maybe for a win. And if you play for a win, why do you take ed? Why you don't push e4? What's the sense of that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. The only thing which comes in mind is f3 breakthrough, probably a bit early, that he was not happy about.
Yeah, but
knight goes there, bishop, let's say we need to develop on g5.
Okay, let's say I take. Also, I'm not sure about move like e3 because it has to be calculated.
I wasn't either, actually.
This needs to be calculated, but okay, let's say I take. Why
is
it bad for
I
black?
need to take it back with what? Bishop, I think.
Okay, it doesn't matter. h6. Maybe no h6 even, but okay, I don't think you can get the knight to f4, so h6 should be fine.
Yes.
But why is it so dangerous for black?
I don't know, actually. It looks okay. Probably white needs to take and then like rook d1 and something like that, perhaps, but...
Okay, but so what?
And if one day I can put it... Yeah, of course, well, no real weaknesses, actually, so it's fine. Yeah, sure.
No problem
should
at
be
all.
fine here.
So, I think it would be more logical for Giri to push e4, but he takes.
Did he play so fast? No, it's 110 already at this point.
Okay,
actually,
he's not
in
bit.
the book as much.
Okay, he thought for a little while, yeah, but any case, wait to take on d4 because now Giri is playing for two results, or he can defend it, or maybe there is a small percentage that Donchenko is gonna get a better play. So. Why to do that? Why not to try to win the game? I don't know. So we have the move knight e5, and maybe white is doing a little better. Strong move, by the way, c5. Donchenko shows great positional understanding. This move I like very much because it's so important to crush the bishop on f8.
Yes,
otherwise the bishop might get out at some moment. So very good move c5. Beautiful. a5. Good move by Giri. b3. The bishop is getting out. queen f7. I don't know. Maybe h3. Strange moves, no, Georgi? Like h3.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought there is knight g4, knight f6, but I don't know. This is so great.
Yeah, what's up with like? Yeah, well,
yes,
sometimes
no,
when
I
I have too
understand.
many questions, I usually
understand.
don't
I
ask.
understand. Bishop
Hey, what is it?
f4, f4. He was afraid of f4.
Bishop g4
Yeah.
coming as well.
Yes,
Okay, that makes sense.
yes. That's why.
As long as it's not h4 and white plays something else, I'm good to go there.
Yes. So h3 against this f4 bishop g4 idea. h6.
First he regroups the rook. h6, here we go.
h3, h6. Nice. Rook e1, bishop d7, f4. Actually, I have the feeling that Donchenko is slowly outplaying Giri. I don't know. It feels
Yes.
at least like that. Bishop e3, just to keep the c5 pawn under control. Bishop f2. I think, Georgi, if you would see this game and I would tell you, guess which color is Giri and which color is Donchenko. I mean, you would never guess that Giri is black, no?
Yes, indeed. I would think
Like,
that Giri is playing with
no
white,
way.
for sure.
No
actually.
way that Giri is black. How can Anish Giri be outplayed by Donchenko? Is it possible the guy who qualified now with +5 and Grand Swiss, crushed the European, etc., 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 to get outplayed like that?
No, there is something happening really big in German chess lately.
I don't know.
No
I don't know,
doubt.
Georgi, how this is possible. So black is already under heavy pressure.
Because look, if you think about it, only one player or two maximum, okay, but four at the
No,
same
but even
time.
five. You have Cayman.
Five.
No, but you have
Yeah,
Cayman,
here we go.
Blühbaum, the Svane brothers, and now Donchenko.
And Donchenko. So, like, what's up?
Yeah.
All at the same time.
Yes.
Even Indians don't have that many actually.
No, India
just,
has more. No, Georgi. Okay, you are exaggerating.
Yeah.
You are exaggerating.
Yeah, that's too much.
Okay, you have even Pranav and Pranesh, like we saw yesterday.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point. You just mentioned just first several letters. You just say it, and there will be some names actually popping
for
up.
sure.
No problem there.
That's
I
for
think in India, even just choose the city. It doesn't matter. They will have it. Like you randomly on the Indian map, just
Okay,
select it.
Georgi.
They will have minimum couple of 2500.
In India, a city is like a European country. So,
Fair point. Fair
I mean,
point.
even a small city in India is bigger than Georgia.
Yeah, by far. By
So,
far.
even a
actually.
small city in India. So,
Just a village, what they call it, a little town.
Yes, exactly. So this we should not compare. So Donchenko outplaying Giri slowly but surely. We have the move knight d6. Actually, nice move knight to d6 because as well you have here a couple of options with white. Knight d6 seems to be very good. He's giving the pawn on h3, but he's getting the queen on g6. What a monster queen! Queen f7 coming next. Queen d7 and f5. Okay.
Mistake.
I don't know. Knight d5, which looks normal. Bishop d4 was the idea of playing f6 next. I mean, what Donchenko is doing is looking so logical. Queen e7, Giri tries to escape. King f1,
King
no
F1,
escape for Giri.
Classy move.
And the question is, now we have a threat of playing Queen e6 in a good moment. We have a threat somewhere to play f6 in a good moment. What to do for black? Literally, what is your
The
next
only
move?
thing what comes in my mind is no, it just doesn't work. No, nothing. Never mind. Not even actually. I have no clue.
It's hard position to play. Maybe he should have played something like that, but is this
So
a draw?
actually, I thought, but Queen e6. Well, how? Like b7 pawn
Yes,
falls.
I don't know. This position is very tough.
That's what I looked at it actually.
Maybe
but,
this, but
b6.
I don't know. I don't know, Georgi, because still, if you take, I go like knight c4, I get the a5 pawn. It looks so dangerous for
Probably
black.
white will play like activate the king or play a4 perhaps.
Okay,
might
must be
be
calculated.
better.
It must be calculated, Georgi, because the things are just so forced, yeah? The things are so
That's
extremely
true.
forced as well. By the way, you have to calculate bishop d6.
The pawn ending, yes, is
it's not
interesting.
working, but who knows, yeah?
Fair point. Yeah, I would probably activate the king as soon as possible here after b6, let's say king e2 or something like that, and look from there.
Sure. To lose this with white is going to be difficult, but the question is, are you winning?
Yes. Yes, fair point.
Not sure.
Fair point,
Let's say
yes.
h5, then I go g5. I don't know. Very, I think, difficult to guess it from the human point of view. Is it a win?
Indeed.
Is it a draw? No idea. But for Anish Giri as well, hard decision, yeah, to go like knight e3 because you might just lose straight. So you play knight e3, take. So now we have this queen e6 check, super tricky. We have queen f7 check, super tricky. I don't know, Georgi. Would you play knight e3? Maybe because it's just the best option.
I don't feel like there are many moves available actually for black. That might be the only reason. Process of elimination.
Maybe
Not a big fan of it, obviously, but okay. If I see b5 inclusion, that I can pull it off without anything, I would prefer to go for it because at least knight b7 threats will not be there. At least.
Yeah, but on the other hand, a5 pawn in case it falls, it's a queen.
Yeah, well, yeah, so...
I don't know, it has ups and downs, I think. And Giri having just 2 minutes on the clock, he panics. We see Giri very rarely panic, but this time he panics. He plays queen d7, and after f6 he can just resign. So he missed something. I guess he missed knight f6, of course, what else? Queen e6, and I think he missed the move knight e4.
For sure.
Otherwise, it makes no
sense. For sure, that's a classy one actually as well.
Yeah,
for
very nice. Yeah, very nice play.
He probably thought he was gonna take on f6.
Yes, and
he probably thought that something like even after queen f6, queen takes, g takes. At some point, knight c4, knight a5. He calculated that a5 pawn and c6 will drop, and it's going to be a draw. Like probably that's what he had in mind, at least with a little time on the clock. So, but 94 definitely was a miss, no doubt, actually. And all of a sudden, white coordinates all the pieces, and there is nothing happening.
94, resignation, straight resignation. King, of course, runs away. There is no way to give a perpetual check having a knight on e4, so Giri resigns. Wow. Yeah, beautiful win by Donchenko, very clean win. Yeah, I mean. Huge play, just huge play by the Germans. Donchenko easily winning against Giri because Giri had maybe some chance to survive, but not more than that. Then we have Svane crushing Gukesh like piece of cake. I don't know, too strong, the Germans. Keimer is also playing a huge game against Pranesh, winning very easily with black pieces, actually in a great style, but we're gonna check it a bit later, or maybe the next day, because I want to show one game of...
He's the only person left in my list, actually. Keimer. Vincent. I'm rooting for Vincent at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, Vincent playing very good game today, winning with black against Pranesh in a great positional style, very clean win. Then we had... this is Pranesh, and Pranav made a draw against Titas. Pranav was a draw. Then we have Gledurov it was a draw, and Abdusattorov trying to recover with black, but with no real success. So we have Martinez, Alcantara in the next round.
Oh, Grandelius beat Mamedyarov.
And Grandelius beating Mamedyarov. Mamedyarov been completely winning. Like completely winning. So we're gonna take a look very briefly at the position because I want to show some other game. This is not so important for us. Okay, very normal play in the opening. And then at some moment Grandelius took some bad decisions. Okay. Normal game, fighting game, and here it starts. So he pushes d5, and Mamedyarov starts to play super well. So he takes, and queen c2. I think he missed the move queen c2. Now knight d5 doesn't look so easy.
Knight d5.
But queen f3 and f7 is hanging. So he plays knight d4, queen f7, king h8. So the position of white should be completely winning, no? We have bishop pair, we have the pawn on e5. It seems like it's just game over.
No doubt, looks great.
Oh, it looks like complete game over, Georgi. It's not even great, it's just game over. And Mamedyarov plays rook to d1. Strange decision. Maybe it still wins, but why to do that? This is like quite shocking. Okay, you just take and you play. Oh, sorry, my mouse is somehow. E6. What's next? Rook e1. What's next? E7. What's next? Queen f8, and that's it. Shocking,
Wait a moment. And black doesn't have a normal defense, though.
No, of course not. You go e6. What kind of defense, Georgi? I mean, there is no even theoretical defense. Yeah, doesn't matter how you put the pieces.
And he had time, right?
He had 40 minutes on the clock. There is no way to survive that, because how do you survive? Even theoretically, you should get like knight to f2, or I don't understand. That's like what you should do to survive here. With white, just rook e1, e7, queen f8. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, that is a bit of a surprise, no doubt.
I mean,
like out of nowhere.
This is like.
What did he do though? I'm just curious.
He played rook d1.
So he can take the knight.
He thought he's gonna win the knight easily, but he miscalculated because there is rook f8. So I think he missed the move rook f8. And now it's not so simple, because where you go with the queen? He went h5, rook c4. Extremely complicated position. So take, and he goes e6, which is logical, yeah, because he wants to get at least the knight back, because he was worried he's gonna lose the game.
Okay.
So e6, queen f6. Now we have this change. So position is complete draw. Even if black would lose the pawn on b5, it's still a draw. So in this completely drawish position,
pawn is a pawn basically. Occasion, Grandelius managed to win.
Yes, this is unbelievable, because this is of course complete draw, but I think Mamedyarov tried to win the game, maybe to trick the Grandelius, eat the pawn away, and trick Grandelius one more time. Because okay, in case theoretically he's gonna win the pawn on b4, then maybe he has little chance, because he has still queens on the board. Without queens, there is zero chance. But with queens, maybe little chance. So he tries to play for a win with white, because okay, once again he plays queen d3. You think Mamedyarov doesn't understand that you can just take and offer draw? Of course he does.
Indeed.
Of course he does, yeah. So he continues playing for a win with white, and suddenly the pawn starts to run.
Wow.
Still, it should be a draw, but now white needs to fight for a draw, because pawn is on b3, so one wrong decision. Now, I don't understand very much who is playing for a win. I think they both play for a win. b2, queen d4, and he blunders with the move bishop f4, but not easy, yeah? Not easy already. And the funny thing is that we can play computer, at least says, because without computer you cannot find this kind of thing. Bishop e3 is one of the best options. Can you imagine to give a full bishop and to say draw. This is a draw? Because once you change the queens, this is easy draw, because we have the pawns g3, h4.
Wow.
Yeah, but crazy, no? Imagine to make a move like bishop e3. I mean, no way. And after bishop f4,
once
c2.
I had a similar position, but with the h3 g2 pawns and a dark squared bishop.
Yeah, but this is lost
against the rook and king and so on. And my opponent just went closer with e3, e2, and I couldn't really save it. But this looks like a different version, because you can't bring the king closer normally.
Georgi, it's 100%.
Yeah, but on the board, bishop e3.
Yeah, on the board is like. This is insane, yeah. And he plays bishop f4, rook c2. Suddenly he is lost, because he cannot hold the bishop g2 and b1 queen. Now queen d3, nice move, of course. No more checks, no more nothing. There is rook takes g2 followed by b1.
Yeah, I don't think Grandelius won. Mamedyarov lost. That's one of those occasions.
Definitely. No, but this is just a shocking loss by Mamedyarov because, of course, he was so upset 100% that if we go back, this position, of course, Mamedyarov understands that he needs to take e6. I mean, super obvious that he knows that he is completely winning. He just thought rook d1 is faster. He missed rook f8. Now he thought, alright, what should I do next? He panicked, played e6, and now he was just very upset. He still doesn't want to draw with white, and finally blunders. Very sad story for Mamedyarov.
Definitely very impressive and unexpected as well, because come on, it looked like... But at this point, do you really think that white has really that great chances to press for the win?
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Georgi, because once you are sad or once you thought, it's difficult sometimes to stop. It's very difficult to be objective when something very good or something very bad happens, yeah? The objectivity, to keep objectivity is tough.
I see.
Yeah. And Georgi, we are coming to our last game. I wanted very much to show this game because it's a beautiful opening idea that been actually not introduced by Van Forest, but by the who played against in the previous round. Just a second, let me find who was it. Who was it? Let me search. Yes, Idani. This was Idani's idea. I think exactly the same in the previous round against Yesipenko, and also white won. And now we have Van Forest, who lost yesterday to Sarana. He is in a must win, and nice idea. So let's check, because it's crazy, but it's quite nice. So we have Italian, very normal Italian, a4, the new move, let's say, from the last couple of years. Before, most of the people were playing a3, but now they play a4. All right, a4, a5, all is pretty standard. Rook e1, h6, h3, very, very normal. And of course, extremely disappointing move, rook e8. If you would be the student of Georgi, he would just quit working with you or do nothing and just take your money. Bishop e6. This is the only way, I think, to play this position, Georgi, no?
Absolutely. That's no questions asked. Must be played.
So we have Sarana completely underestimating the advices of Georgi and playing rook e8. Huge mistake, obviously.
He did it later.
Yes.
But it was too late.
It was just too late, yeah. So,
yes.
Bishop e3, bishop f8, and here comes the main opening idea that we see lately, g4. Quite shocking, because
G4?
Usually we don't see that. And the idea of g4 is king h2, rook g1, and just give a straight mate. And this is what Idani did yesterday, and this is what today did Van Forest. How you like
and
this idea, Georgi?
Swanee also.
Also Swanee did this g4?
No, like G5 and
yeah.
Going for it all in.
Swanee can do it with black. Yeah, not so many people can do it with black, but was white g4?
G4, yeah. King h2.
Yeah, g4, king h2, just out of nowhere. You just play g4, king h2, rook g1, and you give a mate. So very simple.
That's why trade off the light squared bishops as soon as possible and go with d5 at some point there. It's mandatory.
This would be nice.
I
to play. Bishop
felt
d6,
it
d5,
there.
yeah.
d5.
Let's see. Knight h7, so he defends from the move.
G4
d5.
is very unique way. Okay, I'll add it in my notes, definitely.
Yes, this is special. Knight h7. King h2. As we know, the idea rook g1 with a straight mate.
G1.
Rook g1. So he's just going for g5. Stop me if you can.
Isn't it a bit humiliating actually when your opponent just does that?
I don't know.
Or,
But he just gives a mate, yeah. So bishop e7, so he tries to stop the g5 push. Knight d5. Suddenly, position of black is getting quite unpleasant. Knight g5, knight d2, knight h7. They repeat. Knight h4, knight h7, and knight f5. So
knight f5.
This is strange a bit to play knight f5, because if you can take usually the bishop, then you go knight f5. It's usually better because bishop g5 is a huge defender. So
Definitely.
this is what I don't understand very much by Ivan Forest, because obviously he's gonna get a strong attack as well, but is it not much stronger to play just knight e7? Now I don't care, you take with a knight or with a whatever you want. I get my knight to f5, dark squares are not covered, so I'm gonna play h4 and g5.
Makes more sense.
I don't know. I don't know why he plays the move knight f5. He also plays very fast knight f5, like he's super convinced it is correct. Maybe we do not understand something. So also possible, but knight e7 looking much better, because now how to get this the pawn forward, yeah? And of course we don't want to change the bishop on e3, so I don't understand it. Why to play knight f5?
Yeah, it looks very weird, no doubt.
His idea, bishop b5, very strange play by Ivan Forest, because he plays on the king side and then he switches to the queen side. I guess usually it's better to choose what you do and just stick to it. I don't know, Georgi, yeah? A little bit strange what is going on
He's
here.
off track. He's off track. I'm just curious how much time he spent for this
Almost
moves,
nothing.
like knight
He plays
f5,
fast.
bishop b5.
He plays very fast. He does it very fast, but Van Forest sometimes plays fast when he doesn't know something. He likes to do that, to irritate a little bit. So
Against me, he did the same, yes.
yeah, this is possible. So bishop d7, queen f3. He's gathering the pieces for the final knight b4. Black is searching for a counterplay, and here we go, h4.
h4 finally. Okay.
Take, take.
This f5 knight is
White
so good.
is doing better, but black has changed a lot. So black is defending. Not easy. Sarana is also a good defender. And we have
e4 is an interesting move, actually.
e4, yeah. Very good move. Very, very good move, e4. And here is the question. Do you take it or you are not taking it? Because after taking on e4, this is what happens in the game, we have the super strong rook on e5. Can we choose not to take on e4? Because next we're gonna play d4. And then g5 is getting much stronger, yeah? So
Why did he not do that? I'm starting to
I don't know, Georgi, because I think position is not easy, yeah? Let's say take. So now we can try to push something.
Some breakthrough.
Maybe knight
But
f6
what
has to be
exactly?
calculated, no? Not so easy. because
There, I
knight
should
h6,
push the pawn.
Knight h6 not working, so what you gonna do? You're gonna push, I'm gonna take.
No, another pawn, another central pawn.
You want to play
Push
e4?
probably. It's maybe 10 g5 ideas. I'm not sure actually. It's a bit weird setups.
I don't know. Let's say I play rook
Rook
e5, but maybe now you can
e5,
take, yeah?
Now knight h6 there. You know what I think?
Maybe I should play knight
I
f6
could try some.
Knight f6.
Yes, earlier. Yes.
Maybe knight f6.
Because if knight h6, it will transpose.
But
the
maybe
same,
still
I
g5.
guess.
If you take, I'm
Okay,
gonna play like queen
it's a
g4.
bit strange. That looks quite deadly for black.
I don't know, because you have rook e6. I think it's very complex. It's not so...
Rook e6, I can still take on h6 with the knight, I think.
With knight you can?
Can I pull it off, or is it too much?
I don't know. I
I
think
think I
not
might
easy,
be
king
able
f8.
to pull it off.
Or king something.
Is it okay if I take on a king of8 immediately?
No, but of course, Georgi, again, you have a strong attack.
Yeah,
because
there
you
will
might
be
even
some
play like
yes.
that, no? If you want to take something better like this, I think.
Yeah, that's true. That looks preferable.
Yeah, but also you have knight e3. I don't know. Needs to be calculated, yeah, because it's too complex to just say moves. But of course, white is pushing. White is definitely pushing. It's out of question, yeah. It feels good for white, but sometimes when something feels good, it means nothing in chess. So Sometimes you think, yeah, you should mate the guy, but then there's just nothing, and you lose
But
the game.
it was like a very painful vibes when you mentioned that. Feel like you have some games in mind of yours on that actually, because
No, but
the
this happens
way
to
you
everyone.
mentioned it was like it was really painful. You
No,
had
but,
some specific game, I think, in mind.
No,
For
no.
me, it's everyday life actually, but
No, but this is also everyday play. When you play a good guy and he's defending well, it means nothing when you feel that you're doing better, because maybe you're feeling it just wrong, and that's it. Yeah, every move matters,
Right.
and yeah, you need to calculate very precisely. So that's why I'm never sure when something feels good. It means not so much, because you still need to have the decent calculation behind it just to feel something. Sometimes is yes, in maybe majority of cases you are correct, but it doesn't help you if you have like 80-20, yeah, because still 20% can be wrong.
Correct. Right.
So we have rook e5, g5. Van Forest has to win the game to come back. Queen h3. Now we have the little trick coming. Knight h6. Queen d8. Rook to g4. He's attacking with all he got. Queen e8. ag. King g2. What a pressure on the h file. Luckily, black is in time to play the move queen g6. He switches now to the g5 pawn, so he is going to sacrifice on h7. This is very obvious. Rook e8. He sacrifices. And now Sarana is losing in one move, Georgi. Just one move, and actually position might be not that bad for black. He plays king
Okay, rook
h8.
g7 is the key threat.
He misses rook h5.
Oh my god.
Because he thought
Are
rook
you-
g7, I'm okay with rook g8.
Come on. Such a...
He missed.
Rook h5 finished, yeah,
Yes,
there's
yes,
nothing.
yes.
He has time on the clock
Yeah.
though.
No, he had time, yeah. He had 12 minutes time. He thought 4 minutes long, and rook h5 just too tight. The conditions are very hard in Goa, so a lot of players, I think, are complaining.
I've
So
heard, yes.
It's difficult to play, and just seems like he is just very tired. So he's missing the move rook h5. In case you do something like rook e7, because this is the only other way to protect the pawn on g7, how to evaluate the position, because white can never take here, because you take back, e4 is going to fall, so white has to keep this kind of rook g5, knight f5 constellation. Let's say queen g4 to have this queen c8 somewhere, but it doesn't look like it is a simple position, no, Georgi?
Definitely not. I'm a bit surprised why not something like rook f7 even to continue. Like, why do we need to keep it
No, of course.
there?
we
But just to
play-
kind of stay, you know.
No, of course.
And
Rook
to
f7,
wait
maybe
for
I'm gonna play
white,
like rook
yes.
g... Ah, no, you cannot, yeah, because you're gonna take, maybe. So,
Yes.
I don't know what I need to do. You cannot do
It-
much,
it-
I cannot do
It
much.
should be holdable for black, considering the fact that Sarana won the first game. Especially, he was in a good situation, right? Draw was on his favor.
Draw is in his favor. I think white will push here, but maybe objectively speaking, it's holdable for black, yeah. I agree. But again, position is-
Besides, they would have gotten some extra time soon as well. It's
rook
getting
f7
closer to
is
40
maybe,
moves.
maybe not possible, yeah, because I have rook h5.
Ah,
Or you
that
can
works.
play rook e4, but okay, I don't know, Georgi. Again, too complex,
Okay.
needs to be calculated, all that. But I guess black is under pressure, but good chances to hold, most probably. So, very
King
pity.
h8 killed it all.
King h8, rook h5, just done. Game over. Van Forest is back with a beautiful attack. Not all been beautiful in this game, but a very nice opening idea. So let's go back.
G4, King h2. Yes, that was really nice version though.
Very cool
Completely
idea. just to know-
unexpected.
Completely unexpected, yeah. And this idea can be tried in so many different versions, yeah, of the Italians. So you see Italian play h3, some moment you push g4, and usually after h3 you push g4, usually you just lose because it's a bad move. But as we see,
Against me, it never works because I have the light squared bishop already gone from the board, about to push d5 if something like that happens. So Sarana was just a little bit late to make it work.
yes,
He went into the correct direction. I need to give him the credit, but it was necessary to do it a bit earlier, no doubt.
no, this is correct. I knew a guy and I watched a couple of his games, and he was always playing the move g4 in all possible constellations, and usually before g4 he was doing very well. After g4 he was usually doing very bad, so I told him, don't play g4 and you're gonna gain 100 points, yeah? Just don't play the move g4, doesn't matter, even if you think it's a great move, still don't play it. Because it's usually a very bad move, yeah? We often see the moves like a4 or b4 or g4 only when you have the king on c1, but once you castle short side, just don't play g4. It's usually a very bad idea. But this time,
fair point.
It's maybe a very interesting idea, and it's so easy to play for white, yeah, because you push g4, and actually I don't know why to start with the move g4 and not king h2, but this is another question. But let's say you push g4, doesn't matter what black is doing, you're playing king h2, doesn't matter what black is doing, you're playing rook g1, and in case you're lucky you play g5, and that's it.
This is what I call zero IQ positions. When you know just one plan and it just works regardless, and your pieces come naturally. Yes, that's why it doesn't require a rocket science just to get to the main point. It's so easily flowing. Yeah, definitely very good choice, by the way, and it worked out very well for him.
Very interesting idea, this g4. So by the way, we can watch very briefly the game of Idani, and because he won the same way against Yesipenko yesterday, so this is the game. Just it's a bit different structure, but the same idea. So we have this Spanish, and he goes g4. I don't know what is better.
This g4 looks more. I think one forest was much easier.
Yeah. Okay. But
this g4 looks like a mistake. Like this g4 looks like a mistake.
And this g4 is actually preparation because he plays it fast. Look at the time.
Well,
g4,
some unbelievable stuff.
King h2. No, he goes immediately g5 because no knight h7. But the idea remains the same. King h2, and he made the guy in couple of moves. Just take a look. He just gathers pieces and he mates. That's it.
We're talking about Esipenko,
yes,
right?
We're talking about a guy with 2700. So the game took 29 moves. He resigned.
Wow.
So wherever you can, just play g4 and give a mate. Yeah, no problem.
I'll mark it down for sure.
Yeah,
actually, this is tough.
Play more often g4, Georgi.
Yes.
Don't miss on playing
very
g4.
Impressive.
This is crazy. Yeah. This is crazy.
And as I see, Peter Leko managed to get another victory as well.
Yeah, Peter Leko again showed that. No, actually, this is the first round. This is the first round.
That's the first one.
Yeah,
yes.
Is the first, but in the second, he easily won as well. So
he also got.
Yeah, he easily won.
So is he officially back to classical? Is he already?
No, I don't think so. Because he didn't play for a long time. He played now Olympiad. He played European. He plays World Cup. I guess he will play just a little bit, but he cannot go back because it's not the same Leko like 15 years ago. We must be objective. So
I see.
Still, sometimes he can play well, definitely because he has a level, but the energy is not there anymore, and yeah.
I understand.
So it's difficult. Okay, Georgi, I think that's it for today. So I think it was an interesting day. We had many interesting games. No, this G4 wherever you can. Then we had the Tufa. Then we had the E-pawn eating the things away. We had Svane again, H6, G5. Yes. So basically, yeah. If you have the structure of H3, G2 or H6, G7, just play G5 and that's it. Easy.
Well, your MVP game, which one? I can probably it's this one with the e-pawn or
No, but I think the game been not that great by Wojtaszek, so it's very funny that we have the e-pawn, of course, but I think the win of Van Forest is from the quality wise, I think, or objectively maybe speaking, even the game of Svane has the highest quality, because a really impressive play by Svane against Gulkesh, in my opinion.
I would take one of the German player actually, either him or Donchenko. How he beat Giri as well was
Donchenko
quite
also very high
interesting
level.
as well.
Yeah, very high
These
level.
two, but probably Swan. No, Swane should be the first though. Come on, like the accuracy, what he showed, the bold move, like
Yeah,
G5,
with
and
so little time on the clock. Yeah, it's just
so and precisely calculating and extremely careful technique and
yes,
so
yes.
on. I think he deserves it actually.
Huge play.
like,
Huge play, no questions. Yeah, huge play.
definitely.
Good, Georgi. I think we stop for today because it's already midnight, our time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow we are back with the tie breaks. I think it's gonna be very exciting. Tie breaks, nerves, mistakes. Interesting things are going to happen tomorrow. Georgi, do we have somebody writing something in the chat?
No, at the moment,
Today,
unfortunately.
no questions. Nobody has a question. Well,
Otherwise, I'm there actually looking for it.
if nobody has a
this
question,
time
we
will
don't
come.
answer. It's simple as that.
Yes,
No?
fair point. Fair point. Fair point. Not yet.
No question, no answer. Good. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Wish you a good night and till tomorrow. Georgi.
See you everyone. Thanks for watching.